Okay, here is clue number 1 out of 10 clues to help you identify if someone is possibly being deceptive. Answering questions with questions is a good sign that your interviewee is at least uncomfortable. Question, Mr. Smith, what did you see last night down at the lake around 10 p.m.? Answer, who said I was at the lake last night? The answer with a question could be a fishing expedition trying to see if there really is a witness that saw him at the lake. Clue number 2, giving an oath in an attempt to persuade the interviewer that they are telling the truth. Question, Mr. Smith, were you down at the lake last night around 10 p.m.? Answer, no, I went to bed at 9, I swear to God. Or I went to bed at 9 o'clock, cross my heart. Well, to be honest, I was really tired and I went to bed at 9. Answers like this can be signs that they are using verbiage to try to convince you of their story. Clue number 3 to help you identify if someone is possibly being deceptive. Lack of detail is a big tell. Question, Mr. Smith, what were you doing at the lake last night? Answer, I swear I was just hanging out. I don't even remember what time it was. I might have gone to bed early. I just don't remember. When your interviewee starts answering questions like this, it might be a good time to start asking for more details and clarity, like what clothes were you wearing? Who else was there? What was the weather like? Things that might test to see if he will give you more details or the lack thereof. Clue number 4 out of 10 clues to help you identify if someone is possibly being deceptive. Lack of self-reference is another good one. This is when the interviewee uses phrases like, we left and the door was unlocked, instead of, when we left, I forgot to lock the door. Or they may use the word you in place of the word I, like, you know, when you leave your house and the door just never gets locked. Or omitting any personal reference like, I was steering the boat around and suddenly she was in the water. See how he never saw her fall in the water? He didn't know what had happened? This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. Clue number 5, moving along quickly here. Mixed use of past and present tense. Statements like this. I was leaving the office, I put the deposit into an envelope, then I got into my car and I drove to the bank. When I got to the bank, as I got out of my car, a man with a knife grabs the deposit envelope and runs away through the parking lot. Now, did you catch that? The first part is in past tense. I was leaving the office, I put the deposit in an envelope, then I got in my car and I drove to the bank. Second part is in present tense. A man with a knife grabs the deposit envelope and runs away through the parking lot. This could be a tell when they go into story mode like this. Number 6 is insinuating action. Question, Mr. Smith, did your gun get put away last night in the lockbox? Answer, I always put my gun in the lockbox every night when I go to bed. You notice he didn't say he locked it up. He insinuated that he might have locked it up. There's a big difference there. Clue number 7, body actions can be a big tell. If someone is trying to deceive you, they may often gesture a lot with their hands, or they're fidgeting with their fingers, or they have itches all over, or they're shuffling their feet, or they rock back and forth. This could also be, of course, due to nervousness, but it is something to keep an eye out for. Clue number 8 out of 10, facial clues. Watch for things like the eyes. Do they look away often when they're answering questions? This may mean they're thinking about the answer. Or are they rolling their lips back, hiding their lips? This could be a moment of deception, or just holding back emotions. Definitely something to make note of here. Clue number 9 out of 10 clues to help you identify if someone is possibly being deceptive. Tone of voice is something to pay close attention to. Does their voice go up in pitch? Nervous people tend to speak higher tones. They may even clear their throat a lot to help out with this. Or a sudden increase in volume in their speech could mean that they're getting defensive. Clue number 10. Then I will give you bonus clue number 11, so stick with me. Repeating questions is another thing to watch for. If they repeat almost every question, they could be trying to rephrase it in their mind to help come up with better answers for you. Okay, bonus clue number 11, overthinking the answers. If they take forever to give you answers to all of their questions, they may be overthinking them. Again, trying to come up with the perfect answer for you. Now, one huge thing that I often do when interviewing people is to notate the timeline of events as they occurred according to the answer. Then I ask them to go over it backwards. Let me get this straight, Mr. Smith. Before you left the lake, you put your boat on the trailer. What did you do right before that? Okay, great. And before that, what happened? Well, that's really good. Good deal. And prior to that, where were you? This forces the interviewee to think about his story in an unnatural way. If it is a story, then he will have a difficult time recollecting each piece accurately. If he is telling the truth, it should be easier for him to work it all out accurately. Trust your instincts, folks. Usually, your initial gut reaction will be accurate. If you are paying attention to all of the clues, if you're getting bad vibes, things just don't seem to make sense, ask more questions and ask for clarity. The simple reality of it all, there simply is no easy, for sure, universal, guaranteed way to tell if somebody is lying. Using these tips can tell you if they are showing signs of deception. Keep that in mind. At best, you can see if they are showing signs of deception. That will tell you or your client if further investigation or inquiry needs to happen.